let's just get those numbers to line up first. You can't just say, I'm going to dump all this money on my debt, and I'm going to dump all this money into my retirement savings, and I'm going to dump all this money on a vacation.
I think a lot of times we feel like we're not in control of our money. What does it mean to be in control of your money and really be working towards or be in financial independence? It's not someone else can reach financial success. We all can.
Divorce can be emotionally and financially overwhelming. That's why I'm teaming up with Sunny Wishart, president and founder of a la carte Financial and a certified financial planner. We will show you how to understand all things money without feeling ashamed, overwhelmed, embarrassed. You will learn more, ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Welcome to Money with Sunny. Let's get into it.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here today. Welcome to Money with Sunny. And how are you doing this morning, Sunny?
I'm good. How you doing, Wendy?
Super. Today we're going to talk about money. Start now, be flexible, know your numbers. You are in control. So, what do we mean by that? Well, I'm sure you've heard it before. When was the best time to start investing, planning, saving, understanding your money? Was the day you were born. When's the second best time? Today. So just start. And we're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're here to answer your questions. We love your questions. Keep on sending them in, and we will work together to figure this money stuff all out. So, Sunny, start now, be flexible, know your numbers. You are in control.
That's right. Just look at everything now. But like, what does that mean? Well, first of all, starting now means you just need to understand what's coming in and what's going out. That's step one. That's usually where I'll start is, do you have an understanding of what you're making and what you're spending? We call it cash flow. And if that's not working well, so I have like indicators. So if you're not sure, you're like, maybe I think I'm doing okay. This is how it looks. There's three different types of spaces you could be in financially. If you're carrying what we call unsecured debt, so if you have credit card balances that are not getting paid monthly, if you have line of credit balances that are creeping up or just dogging you, then you are spending more than you make. That's that. So we need to work on your cash flow. And that's okay. That happens. But you're here, you show up now, and you can move forward from that and say, I'm carrying X amount of this, what we call unsecured debt, which means you have spent more than you made. You could go ahead and tell me all the reasons where that debt came from. But that stuff, all those reasons are going to continue in the future. So we're going to work to fix it. So that's a one case scenario. The other scenario is where you have no debt, so you're living within your means, great, but you also have no savings. So everything that comes in is flowing back out. So now we know this is your barometer. This is where you're at financially right now. If you don't know how much you spend, just everything that comes in goes out. That's if you don't have any savings, you're spending everything you make. It's really that simple. I don't need you to write down every bill that comes in. If you have no savings, but you have no debt, you know, just look at your net paycheck that comes in and that's what you spent. It's super easy. Then there are those who have savings and the money that comes in, and then they have giant bank account balances. I'm like, whoa, where did you get this checking account? They're like, I don't know. It just keeps growing. Like, we got to do something with that. You are not only living within your means, but you are ready to start some serious savings strategy. So those are like the three different places you could be financially, and they're super great starting points.
Yeah, that's great. So when someone meets with you for the first time, you'll assess where they are and then help them to move forward. So when we talk about you are in control, I think a lot of times we feel like we're not in control of our money. I mean, I'm even conflicted when it comes to how I feel about money. I know it's a resource. I know I can make it. I know I can spend it. I have some investment strategy in place. I know that when I think about abundance versus scarcity, that's a better mindset to be in, and a better place for me to be in. But what does it mean to be in control of your money and really be working towards or be in financial independence?
I feel like being in control of your money would just be working with it, dealing with it, facing it. Then you're in control. You're out of control when you're not paying attention, and you're that first scenario when the unsecured debt is creeping up and
Hmm.
you're living beyond your means. That is out of control, which happens to us. And that's the other thing. I think like the being flexible component. Be flexible to this life stage, this current space, but then get back in control, get back on the wagon, and let's get you first just living within your means, taking it in small steps too. The swing from when you're ready to get back in control can sometimes be too far. And I think we mentioned in another episode that the nutrition, I used to have this old boss, and he was a smoker and he ate takeout, and then he gained a bunch of weight, and then he'd show up one day and he'd drink Slim Fast all day and stop smoking. And he was a grumpy, grumpy bear. It's like, it was just a recipe for falling off the wagon. You can't deprive yourself like that. That's like the extreme. So
Hmm.
if you're living beyond your means, let's just get those numbers to line up first. You can't just say, I'm going to dump all this money on my debt, and I'm going to dump all this money into my retirement savings, and I'm going to dump all this money on a vacation. You went too far. Slow down.
Moderation. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So take us to a real case study, a real person that you've worked with. She's come in, she's transitioning through divorce, and now she has it all together and is successful. How did she start, and how did she work through this process of figuring out her money? And now she's moving towards financial independence, a life of financial freedom and abundance, and things are just looking great.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to work with a woman. She was in career transition. So that's why she came to me. So she was let go, she had a severance package, super employable, got a new job within a reasonable amount of time in a good field, all is well. She came to me, and then when I start to do a plan, and as I started doing the plan, I realized she's like, oh, she's a single mom. And I thought, oh, okay, tell me more about this. And when she went through the divorce and everything like that, she said she just gained an appetite for financial knowledge. And she was gobbling up this book, that book. She's like, have you read this book? Have you read? I haven't read any of those books. And she said she just got really interested and just killing it financially. When I met with her, you wouldn't have even known. Like, she was really doing well. Being between work was not even a blip in her radar. She had the emergency savings to cover that time off. It's such a rare treat to work with someone. But she said she gained an appetite where she's like, I want to really nail this. And her finances, we did were just retirement projections, just to show this is what your retirement is like and all that stuff. And it was wonderful. It was really interested to see. She just gobbled up everything she could find. There are so many resources out there. Not that they're all right, but there is a lot you can find that will work kind of in your lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. And now she's on track for financial success, freedom, and just living the life of her dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. So it's possible, but it does take some work. It takes some effort. You have to be willing to do the work and put the time in, and you can have it too. We all can. It's not someone else can reach financial success. We all can. If you want it, you can do it. And we're here to tell you how to get that done. Hey, Sunny, is there a favorite book that you recommend for our audience,
I
or pot
honestly, I,
or podcast, or what's your favorite resource for financial money information?
I struggle with that. I've read some books and I don't love them because financial planning is so personal. A lot of the books are a one size fits all. So I don't love what they say sometimes because it's like, you need to do this. Like, yeah, but I don't know. So I do tend to poke holes in a lot of
Right.
articles and resources because it is so, but there actually is a site that we should put the link in, and we may have talked about it before, the FCAC, Financial Consumer Agency of Canada. Like, I really like a resource that's one Canadian, because oftentimes a lot of these resources we're finding are US based, and that's not overly applicable here, somewhat applicable. Like lending practices and investment vehicles are all different in Canada. The FCAC is a Canadian government based website, and I call them like the horse's mouth. This is where you're going to get your facts. If I'm looking up anything that I need to know, I'm looking at the CRA or this site, because a lot of other places, their information could be skewed to a product or wrong country. Usually the big 5 banks also have some neat articles as well. If you're looking for kind of hard numbers and resources, I would trust information from a big 5 bank. But I think for me, I like the FCAC. They even have a really neat curriculum. So it's like a curriculum you can go through for financial literacy. Very cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a great resource then. We'll link that under this episode for sure. So if I'm sitting here just like overwhelmed, don't know where to begin, don't know what to do, have never given any of this any consideration, just I've earned money, I've spent money, and that's about it. Where should I start?
A couple of things. One is just, what do I have? What do I own? What do I owe? Have an understanding of that. This is usually when I would get a phone call and we just have this 1 hour call where let's just start. This is where I'm going to get you to start. Or of course the FCAC, if you're interested in DIY and gaining more knowledge about financial literacy on your own. But if you need a little more hand holding, that's something I enjoy doing to help walk through those things. But just understanding what you own and what you owe is really a good, helpful, what's in your name? Where is everything? What's coming in? What's going out? Round numbers. Don't give me anything in pennies. Not interested. Round everything.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so get started today. Perfect time to start is right now. Thanks for being here with us today. Hope we can push you to move forward in your financial freedom. We want you to create abundance in your life. We want you to figure this stuff out and reach out to us with any questions that you have. We're always here. Thanks, Sunny, and we will speak again next week.
You bet.